Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are watching this, know that I appreciate you. It is I, Jay, and I'd like to welcome you to another day in the daily life of Jay. It is Friday morning, November, what's today's date? 27th? Yeah. November 27th, 8:26 in the a.m. It is the day after Thanksgiving. I hope that you had a great one. And I am headed to work. Yep, gotta work. As I said in my previous video, this will be the first Friday after Thanksgiving that I have worked in years. But the good thing is, it's not even a half day. It's like 3 hours. Yeah, it's like 3 hours, and then we're out of there. And that's just for the people that we know. I'm guessing that's just for the people that we know are going to be home today. And they're going to be asking questions about their policies or getting new policies. Or God forbid somebody was drinking and now they got to file a claim. Before I do that, I've got to go to the bank. Before I head to work, I got to go to the bank. Surprise! And there's actually a bank right across from me, from the office. But since I'm here, I may as well do this one. Why is there a truck sitting right there? Because I could go to that bank, but they don't have as many drive-through stations as this one does, and it would take me longer if there's somebody already there to do what I need to do. I do need to go over there though and set up my business account with them though. Talk to them about setting up my business account. If not, then I'm going to do it online. I've been looking into that lately, and it's a necessity to do some of the other things that I need to do. So, yeah, I'm finally going to open up a business account. I still got my seatbelt on, so extending to the screen. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let me tell you about my Thanksgiving, because I'm sure you had a great one. Excuse me. I'm positive that you had a great one. If I've not mentioned this to you guys before, just know this. I hate, literally hate, not just dislike, not strongly dislike, I literally hate shopping the day before or the day of a major holiday. Literally hate it. Because, and I try to avoid it as much as I possibly can. There are some occasions where I can't avoid it. I have to do it the day before or the day of, but I literally hate doing it. And I hate doing it because people do not know how to behave like civilized humans the day before and the day of a major holiday. For example, I had to go finish buying the rest of my Thanksgiving meal Wednesday when I got off work, and the store was packed. So, and I knew that it would be because it's the day before Thanksgiving. Thankfully, I had already had the main course, which was the ham. I just needed to get the ingredients for my sides, which was a broccoli and rice casserole and sweet potatoes. Well, actually, it was the broccoli and rice casserole. And then the ingredients for the glaze, the ingredients that I didn't have for the glaze. So I had to get that and everything for the broccoli and rice casserole. I wasn't getting the sweet potatoes. I wasn't making macaroni and cheese. So I didn't think about getting that stuff, because we had decided that we weren't going to do mac and cheese. And I thought we had decided that we weren't going to do sweet potatoes, but then he reminded me, no, we said we were going to do it, we just weren't going to buy the stuff early because we didn't want the potatoes to go bad. So I'm in the store. I go to Target because I knew that I also had to get one more container of decorations, ornaments for the tree. And I'll show you guys a picture of the tree when it's done. But I knew that I had to go there to get one more set of ornaments. And so I figured I'd just get the groceries there too. It's packed. It's packed. And most people are trying to be courteous. Most people are trying to be mindful of the distancing as much as they possibly can. I did have one person call me a dumbass because I stood off to the side to let somebody else go by. So then when I decided to go by, the person behind me figured that they were going to go too. Just like when you're driving, you're yielding. But then the person behind me decided that they wanted to go pull her cart out and go around me. Well, she wasn't thinking about the fact that I was being courteous to someone else and letting them go by before I went over to where I needed to go, which was the opposite side of the aisle. So she called me a dumbass under her breath. And if I had felt like it, I would have just gone in with her, but I just didn't feel like it. I wanted to get the stuff and get out. And then I had someone, well, I didn't have someone. I was in the spice aisle trying to get the things that I needed for my stuff. I had my salt, my pepper, I needed cayenne pepper, dry mustard, and one other thing that I needed from the spice aisle. And when I tell you that these people were crunched together looking at spices, I was like, I'm not getting in the mix of that. So I stood off again to the side. I'm not getting in the mix of that. And people are looking at me like, why aren't you? No, I'm not getting in the mix of all of you all standing there looking for spices. I'm not doing that. So I didn't. I stood off to the side. And then at one point I said, you know what? I'm going to go get something else and come back because I don't need to be in the mix of this. I asked the young man about a couple of things. They didn't have a couple of things that I was looking for. So I went to the other aisle because one of the things I was looking for, he said might be in the other aisle. It wasn't. I just got what they had. And then I came back, got the spices that I needed. There were still people around, but there weren't as many. One lady didn't even have a mask on. I certainly wasn't getting close to her. This is when I was there the first time. I certainly wasn't getting close to her because she's just walking through the store with no mask on, all of these people, and then she wants to be right up on people while she's looking for spices. No, not going to do it. So I do get most of what I wanted. I still didn't get one oranges for the glaze, he calls me in the room and says, in a very sheepish voice, we gotta go to the store. He knows that I hate shopping the day before and the day of. He knows that I hate it. So I instantly had an attitude. Instantly. What are we going to the store for? Sweet potatoes. I thought we weren't having sweet potatoes. No. We're not having mac and cheese. We said we weren't going to get the sweet potatoes early because we didn't want them to go bad. You're right. We did say that. My bad. But we got to go to the store. So I say, okay, fine. Well, you just let me know when you're ready because we just got to get out of here before the store closes. Let me get ready now because it's going to take me a while. I'm zesting oranges. It's going to take a while. Let me just get ready now so we can go now. But I have an attitude the entire time. And he knows why I have an attitude the entire time. And then he wants to behave as if he's offended by me having an attitude the entire time. What are you offended by? You knew when you called me in the bedroom that I was going to have an attitude once you told me we had to go to the store because I hate going to the store on the day of a major holiday. You know this. I've expressed this to you several times. I had to do it with my grandparents because they refused to shop any other way. My grandparents shopped every freaking week. They would go to the grocery store. Every week they would go to the grocery store. And they always shopped the day before and the day of a major holiday. I hate it. And then on top of that, if I have to go with the husband, I am instantly going to hear, you're moving too fast for me. Okay, fine. So I slow down. And then I have to hear him complaining about people being on his tail. Well, the people are on your tail because they're trying to get in and out, get their stuff, and go. And we're moving slowly because you have to move slowly. That's fine. You got to move slowly. But don't complain about the people that are trying to move fast and past you because they're trying to get in and out. That's it. That's all. That's all they want to do. They just want to get in, get their stuff, get out. I don't want to hear you complaining about them. I don't want to hear you telling me that I'm moving too fast for you because that's what I want to do. Get in, get the stuff, get out. I don't want to walk every aisle. I don't want to peruse through. I don't want to pick up things that we don't have on the list or in the budget. I don't want to do any of that. I want to get in the store and I want to get out of the store. And if you tell me this is what I have to do on the day of or the day before a major holiday, my attitude is going to be on 100. Period. 100. So he's offended because I have an attitude, even though you know I have an attitude because this is what you want to do. So we go to the store, we get the sweet potatoes. I'm still at the produce section getting sweet potatoes. And of course, he's walking over to the bakery aisle. Why are you in the bakery section? We didn't say we were getting baked goods. We got a pie in the house. We don't need anything else. Okay, fine. So I get the potatoes. I grab some sushi because that's what I'm going to have to eat prior to the dinner being done. Grab the sushi. Grab some mixed nuts because I like my mixed nuts. It's a great snack. And I look up to go to the actual bakery section where I just saw him and he's not there. Why are you? So I start walking down the front part of the aisles. Finally, I see him. He's got a pack of donuts and half a gallon of chocolate milk in his hand. This dude. We didn't come in here for this. So we we watched this chick on the Food Network. We liked the way her food looked. He wants me to follow her recipes. That's what I'm doing. He wants to argue with me about that. Why are you arguing with me about how to prepare this food? I'm following her recipe. Just like you wanted me to, so that I wouldn't mess up the meal. So now the attitude that I already had is intensified even more, because now he's low-key insulting me because he doesn't want me to mess the food up, but then he's also arguing with me, or wanting to argue with me about how to prepare the food so I don't mess the food up. Then he wants to go outside of the way the recipe is. I'm like, dude, he's on the phone with his sister talking trash, and I said, look, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Well, you don't want anybody. No, it's not that I don't want your help, because that's one of the things he was talking trash about. I don't want his help. It's not that I don't want your help, but if you're not going to actually come in here and help me, then don't tell me that you helping. You're not going to actually come in here and help me. Oh, it was just horrible. It was horrible. The day was bad. And to top it off, I didn't pre-cook my rice for the broccoli and rice casserole. So I got rice just thrown in the pan with the broccoli cheese sauce sitting on top. That was horrible. Because it had a crunch it wasn't supposed to have, because the rice was not cooked. When I tell you that I am so over, and I should have gone the other way. That's all right. It's cool. I was so over Thanksgiving before Thanksgiving started. Like, majorly over it before it actually started. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I'm mad. And my sweet potatoes, I couldn't cut them the way I wanted to, because my left hand, my thumb is still not 100% healed. And he accidentally threw out the potato peeler, the vegetable peeler, a couple of months ago, and I haven't replaced it yet. So he accidentally threw that out. I'm trying to peel sweet potatoes, which are much more difficult to peel than regular, like, white potatoes. So we cook these potatoes. He's constantly asking me about, you know, is there supposed to be more liquid in there? No, I'm following the recipe that you keep telling me you want me to follow. If I'd done it my way, we wouldn't be worried about it, because it would be exactly what I wanted. He wants to follow the recipe, but then he's looking at what the product of the recipe is, and he's like, it doesn't look right. I'm following the freaking recipe. So the potatoes are cooked finally, and there's still the outer thickness of the skin, because I couldn't peel them properly, because I don't have vegetable peeler anymore. And he says, why don't you have it? Well, all you had to do was use the vegetable peeler. Don't have it anymore, remember? Why don't we have a vegetable peeler anymore? We do have one. It's in there. No, it's not, because you threw it out accidentally. I threw it out. Yes, you threw it out. You threw out the vegetable peeler. So, yeah, I had to do the best I could with this bum hand, because I'm left side dominant. I can do a little bit with the right hand, but I couldn't peel those doggone sweet potatoes. Not the way that they needed to be peeled. So the ham turned out great, including the glaze. The broccoli and rice casserole was good. It actually had a good flavor to it. The problem was the uncooked rice. And the sweet potatoes had a great flavor to them. They were just difficult to eat because of the outer layer of skin. So yeah, Thanksgiving was a bust. And then to top that off, that was the whipped cream on top of the bad day. The cherry of it all. That was the whipped cream and the sprinkles, the cherry of it all. As he turns around and says, oh, we can try again tomorrow. The hell you... No, we're not. No, we're not. We are not. If you want to have this very same meal tomorrow, made all over again, guess what? You're going to cook it. You're going to cook it. I'm not. I'm not going to cook it at all. So if you want something different, not different, but a whole different, you want to start all over again from scratch on the sides, you do it. You go out there, you buy all of that cheese, you get some more broccoli, you cook the rice, you do it all. You sit there and stir that cheese. And when I tell you that cheese sauce was so delicious. And it was the first time that I'd actually made cheese sauce like that. So good. I think I'm going to do that from now on when I make my macaroni and cheese and my other casseroles. That is the way I'm going to do it from now on. Because it was so freaking good. What ruined it all was the uncooked rice. But it takes time because you've got to melt down stuff. Like, you're not just adding it all in. You've literally got to stand there and stir and stir and stir each freaking cheese until it melts together. So I'm sitting there with the softened onions and garlic, the milk. I used the wrong amount, the wrong cup to measure the milk out, so I'd end up putting more milk in. And then I put the cream cheese in and had to stir that until it melted. And then I had to put the processed cheese in and stir that until it melted. And then I had to put the Parmesan cheese in. And no, the Parmesan went before the process. Put the Parmesan cheese in and then the processed cheese in. And had to stir each one of those individually until they melted. And then I had to put the shredded cheddar in and stir that until it melted. And then all of the seasonings, the salt, the pepper, the cayenne, all of that had to go in until it melted or blended in. It was so good. And then I use my nonstick pan on top of that, so I don't have a whole lot to clean up. So good. I fold that broccoli in, which I had to chop up because it wasn't as small as I wanted it to be. But that was nothing. It was... Oh, I hate that was ruined by that crunchy rice because I don't know why I did not pre-cook the rice. And when I put the rice in there, I actually looked at it like, is that what it's supposed to do? Because I know with some dishes, especially if you're using like a chicken stock or chicken broth or something like that, I know that if you're cooking it in the oven, the rice will cook as as it absorbs the chicken broth or whatever broth you have, vegetable, whatever it is. But for this, I was like, this doesn't, I'm saying it doesn't look right that I would pour this in here like this, but it didn't click. Cook your rice. Cook your rice. That's why it doesn't look right to you. Cook your rice. I was just that exhausted, just that tired, just that out of it. That the next thought wasn't cook your rice. My first thought was this doesn't look right. And the second thought was, okay, keep stirring that cheese so it doesn't. Second thought was not cook your rice. And then when it cooked, which didn't take it long, and I pulled it out and I was like, the recipe, but I followed the recipe. It doesn't look right, but I followed the recipe. And I go back to the recipe, and the recipe says fully cooked rice. I was so mad. I was so mad. So on top of having an attitude because I had to shop both the day before and the day of a major holiday, on top of the fact that he didn't want me to mess up the recipe, and I had to deal with that. And I didn't feel like, I told you guys the other day, some days I can just not even, it doesn't even bother me, half the stuff he says. But yesterday was just one of those days where I did not even feel like dealing with it. I didn't want to hear it, none of it. So I basically told him that I don't want to hear you complaining about it. I'm following the recipe. And then I still messed it up because I didn't cook the rice. Oh, yesterday was rough. It was rough. And I told him I'm tired. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything else. I'm going to sit here. I've eaten my food. I've had my pie. We watched The Masked Singer. I'm going to sit here. I'm not doing anything else. Do you know that this man, after about an hour, said to me, do you feel like putting the tree together? Now, the tree's already standing. We just had to put the ornaments on. I must have looked at him till he felt like I slapped him. I said, you were the one that said that you were going to get those ornaments and put the hooks on. That's what you said you were going to do. I told you I was going to sit here and relax. So that's what I'm doing. I didn't help him until it was time to take like the tags off of the stuff that we got. Some of the stuff that we got. Like, because you know it's wrapped up. The tag is wrapped around the item, like the tinsel. Especially if you get it from Dollar Tree or somewhere like that. The tag is wrapped around the tinsel. So I helped him take that stuff off. And then right before, not right before, but maybe an hour after that, I went ahead and put the tinsel around the tree. So all he has to do is put the ornaments on. I was not in the mood. I had to shop the day before. She looking at us like, y'all coming in? All right, guys. Let me get on in this office. That's enough of my ranting about my Thanksgiving. I hope that yours was much better than mine. I really do. I hope that it was a better day. Peace and blessings. Remember to walk in your purpose and know that I appreciate you.